Need help with X13 Genteq motor troubleshooting in a York air handler/heat pump system. After performing various tests, I think the problem is with the motor or the motor control, not the air handler control. When I place a demand on the system, the outdoor unit will power on and operate as usual, but the air handler blower motor will not power on. I've checked for proper line voltage, 230 volts, and communication voltage, 24 volts, and both are present. This is what I am observing from the motor/blower. It will not begin to rotate on its own when a demand is placed on the system, but if I manually rotate it, it will continue to spin very slowly. It's like it gets power for a second, just enough to push the blower maybe 1 revolution, then stops and repeats. I took the end bell off the motor and tested the 3-lead connector that plugs into the motor connector, and 2 of the leads showed a repeating voltage jump and 1 showed almost nothing. I'm not sure if that means anything, as I have no knowledge of this sort of equipment.
Your motor should have a 4-pin and a 5-pin plug connector for wires. Is this what you have? If this is air handler, it should be 230 volt.
M3TC9GH3, yes. The 4-pin is a connector and the 5-pin has 2 single wires being used. Full-size image.
A1 the 4-pin is your line voltage. Let's turn the power off and unplug the 4-pin plug. Then turn power back on, wait about 5 minutes. Be sure you are calling for cooling from L to N. We should have 220-230 volts.
M3TC9GH3, yes. I have tested the line voltage several times. 230 volts. 115 volts on 2 pins.
A1 you checked it from L to N?
M3TC9GH3, yes. I followed the troubleshooting guide instructions available for the X13 motor. Starts on page 13. ftp:/ftp.mingledurfs.com/tech_service/2008% 20 20 supply %20 service %20 update/ECM %20 motor/tech %20 papers/ESG English %5b1 5d.pdf.
A1 okay, did you have 24 volts to the 5-pin plug?
M3TC9GH3, I had 24 volts to pin 4 and pin 3. The single wires go to those pins from the control board inside the air handler.
A1 okay, that indicates that you have a bad motor. You cannot replace just the head on X13 motor.
M3TC9GH3, from what I understand, the head has been programmed for my particular air handler. Is that correct? I have found a new X13 motor online and was wondering if I could replace the motor and use the current head.
A1 each one of the XM13 motors is programmed per the maker of the unit. So you must get it from York using the model number of the unit. All manufacturers program them differently.
M3TC9GH3, is it the head or the motor that is programmed? I don't see any way that the motor itself can be programmed without the head.
A1 the programming is in the head of the motor, but you can't purchase just the head. If this were a variable speed motor, you can replace just the head. Full-size image. Full-size image.
M3TC9GH3, I found the head on eBay and the seller asks for the model hash of the air handler and will program it accordingly. But isn't the head that I have still good? Or is the motor bad? How can I test the motor? I have already removed the head in order to look inside the motor. http://www.ebay.com/in/ge Genteq X13 module only for ECM motor 1 to 3 horsepower -1 to 2 horsepower -3 to 4 horsepower to 1 horsepower /321147241341364. Turksid equals P2054897.L4275.
A1 Tech, you may be able to own the motor out, but the motor is usually good. The problem is normally with the head. As you can see, they don't recommend replacing just the head.
M3TC9GH3, under the head is a 3-pin connector that connects to a 3-pin connector coming from the motor. I removed the blower and motor from the air handler and connected only the head to get readings from the 3 pins. Each pin gave a repeating voltage spike except one of them. Does that tell us anything?
A1 Tech, sorry, it doesn't tell me anything. They don't give us any troubleshooting besides the volt checks to the motor.
M3TC9GH3, but it does mean something, of course. These are the 3 pins, bottom left, under the head that connect directly to the motor. Full-size image.
A1 Tech, the image I posted is direct from Genteq.
M3TC9GH3, if we knew what was supposed to read at those pins, we could determine if the head is faulty or the motor. I read from the PDF that your image looks like for the troubleshooting. Can I provide power to the motor without the head on it to see if it works?
A1 Tech, sorry, they don't give us that information. They say it will not run without the 24 volts. We don't pull the heads to check the motor, we replace the whole motor and head as they say to.
M3TC9GH3, have you had any experience with warranty service on these motors? The unit is less than a year old and still warranted, but I really don't want to make a service call in order to get it replaced. Is that my only option?
A1 Tech, if they are like a variable speed motor, then they are 3-phase motors running from a single-phase power source. The York distributor may let you exchange it, but probably not. It wouldn't hurt to check with them.
M3TC9GH3, okay. I suppose I'll give it a try. Thanks for your help.
A1 Tech, a dealer would be able to just walk in with the old motor and walk out with replacement under warranty. Tell them how you check the motor so they know that you know what you're doing.
M3TC9GH3, will do. Thanks for the advice.
A1 Tech, if the unit is under a year old, you should have some labor warranty, usually good for first year. Most dealers give a 1-year labor warranty. You may be able to go through them even if you replace it yourself.
M3TC9GH3, alright. Gonna give you a rating and move on to contacting a dealer.
A1 Tech, thank you, great day.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.